Carol, please let the record show that Supervisors Cassiola, Savavic, Cowden, and Gizio are in attendance. In addition, Township Manager Don Deluso, Public Works Director Bill Bottorff, Director of Zoning Bruce Barnsley, Chief of Police Sean Barkovinsky, Township Engineer Dan Dodgeroth, Township Solicitor Christopher Wolf. You're aware at this time we take comments from our residents and our citizens on any item you see on the agenda. As a reminder, if it's something unrelated to the agenda, we do have a section later on in the agenda for it. So if you see something on the agenda you'd like to make a comment or a question, please feel free to do it now. Nobody? Okay, first, before we go to anything else on the agenda, we need to take care of some business for a municipal authority. They're refinancing bonds, all of their existing bonds, they're getting a better rate. And here to give us kind of a presentation on the Sean Gallup, he's the bond counsel for our municipal authority. Sean?
Thank you, Mr. Cecil. Good evening, Sean Garrett from Dinsmore and Shoal.
So will you pick up, you just hold that, everybody can hear better if you take it.
Sean Garrett from Dinsmore and Shoal. We serve as the bond counsel to the Cecil Township Municipal Authority. And I'm here this evening in connection with the proposed refunding of the Municipal Authority's series of 2011 bonds. Those bonds are callable beginning September 1, 2016. They're currently outstanding in principal amount of $7,265,000. So Mr. Calciolo, essentially lower interest rates today will enable us to refund those older, higher interest rate bonds with newer, lower interest rate bonds, which would result in debt service savings to the municipal authority. We wouldn't be stretching out the term of the debt. We wouldn't be, again, pushing it out any further. The final maturity of the bonds would still be March 1st of 2035, which it currently is on the 2011 bonds.
And the bulk of those on the millers are on sewer project, right?
That's correct. The 2011 bonds were themselves a refunding of the 2004 bonds. And the other piece of which originally financed a portion of the Millers One sanitary sewer construction project. There was also the 2006 bonds, which financed the balance of that project, and those bonds were subsequently refunded by the series of 2012. So it's entirely possible that within the next year I'll be standing in front of you again, asking for the same sort of authorization with respect to the 2012 bonds, or savings there.
And the savings, could you want to know what the savings for our authority?
Sure, the municipal authorities, financial advisors, public financial management showed the authority savings at their last meeting of approximately $226,000.
How much?
$226,000. That was based on interest rates at the time. Of course, that number can fluctuate. That savings would be expected to be taken again as debt service savings in the first year or two of the life of the bond. So the authority would just see a reduction in their debt service obligations with respect to this piece of debt during the first 2 years of the debt service schedule. Then the remaining years would essentially be the same as they currently are right now, within a plus or minus a few $1,000s.
Any explanation about why we're involved?
Sure, obviously. The authority has traditionally guaranteed, which is essentially sort of a wrap around the bond issue, a promise to the bondholders in the event that the authority was unable to make payments based on the rates that they're taking on the bonds, that the township has essentially signed an agreement on 2 existing bond issues that says we would step in and make those payments for the authority. And for the support of that pledge, we would pledge our taxing support. So essentially I'm here tonight to ask the board to guarantee, or the authorization to provide the guarantee on the new bond issue, which will essentially replace the guarantee that already exists on the series of 2011 bonds. You're essentially guaranteeing a lower amount of debt service than you currently are obligated on with respect to the 11 bonds. So the action tonight is an ordinance that would approve the guarantee agreement to be entered into between the township and municipal authority at the time of the bond closing, which is expected to be sometime during the month of June. We could call these bonds beginning June 3rd of 2016 to stay a current refunding. And based on the timeline that we're looking at now, we'd be looking at essentially a middle to late June closing.
And they could do this refinancing, or at least they wouldn't get the same rates if we didn't sign on.
That's correct. In the marketplace, the bond investors look at the township's guarantee as essentially the credit rating, in addition to the bond insurance that would be purchased, as really the credit that's behind this bond issue. So they do get the benefit of the township's credit rating, allowing them to pay a lower bond insurance premium and to pay lower debt service payments on bonds.
Anybody have any questions for Sean? Anybody else have any questions?
I have a question.
The expert, go ahead.
If the municipal authority is going to save $226,000, how much are each of the residents' debt service on their bill going to reduce?
You would have to ask the municipal authority how they're going to realize this. Sure.
Sure, it's zero.
They may not necessarily lower rates, they could actually shorten the term that you have to pay, but a portion of your bill, you see it says debt service, your payment on it, so maybe by shorten how long you get that on your bill, so it's up to them how they, budget the funds.
What's the existing interest rate?
Wait, one at a time, one at a time. Dave,
I asked him if it was 2035, it was going to be paid off. Well, it's not shortening the term of the...
No, the refunding would not, in and of itself, shorten the term.
It's not going to shorten it.
no, but they can spend that money how they want. They can
Like,
cut something.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Tony. Yeah.
What's the old interest rate and the new interest rate?
It's a good question. The financial advisor, again, for the authority was reporting that the approximate average rate on these outstanding series of 2011 bonds is 3.11%.
3.11,
That's correct.
that was out before.
That's the rate on the 11 bonds. And bear with me for just a second. They're approximating the yield on the new bond issue to be just over 2.8%.
2.8.
That's correct.
And what is the cost of issuing the new bond? In other words, you said the
Sure.
township would save roughly, I'm using rough numbers.
The net savings, the 226,000 is net of all the costs that would be paid. That's just merely a comparison between old bond debt service and new bond debt service. It assumes the payment of the costs.
Okay, for curiosity, what is
Sure.
the cost of?
No, just to give you an idea, sure, that's a fair question. The outstanding par amount of bonds that would be refunded is $7,265,000. Together with interest that we would owe bondholders from the time we would close the new bond issue till the time we could pay off those bonds, which is the September 1 of 16 call date, that refunding requirement becomes $7,377,000. And the financial advisors are sizing a bond issue that's approximately $7.5 million. So they're allowing for the sale of the bonds by the underwriters and then cost of issuance related to the issue.
Okay, but help me. What is the charge to reissue the bond? You told me those numbers, but help me. If I'm issuing the new bond, how much money am I making?
I don't follow how much money you're making, I'm sorry.
Is there a cost to do this transaction?
Oh, for sure.
What is the cost?
Well, the cost of issuance could be described as the underwriter's discount. That's essentially the fee that gets paid to the investment bankers.
And what percent is that?
It's being approximated at $52,000. That it would appear to be about $7.50 a bond, $7.50 per thousand. I'm guessing. If you do 52,000 and change divided by 7.5 million, that's your underwriter's take down.
was part of this earmark for that, the Lawrence Sewer project? Do you know?
Again, I wasn't at the authority meeting where they sort of formally authorized getting forward, so I don't have an idea as to what the authority would be inclined to use this debt service savings. But you stated correctly before, it does come to them in the form of budgetary savings. So the dollars flow back to the budget and would enable them various options to use. They could, they could use it towards projects. They could essentially use the extra dollars however they would see fit.
All right. Thank you, Sean.
Sure. Any other questions?
We're good. It is on our agenda for,
Excellent. Thank you.
I guess, where's it on the agenda, Don? Don has a lot of papers to sign with him, so we're going to go to that, our last page of the agenda on O number 093, 2016. It's an ordinance number 2, 2016, authorizing the incurring of lease rental indebtedness. The whole thing as explained by Sean this time. So basically backing the bonds for a municipal authority amount of $9,500,000. We have a motion to approve that.
I'll make that
resolution.
motion.
Ordinance, actually an ordinance. It's been moved. Do I have a second on that ordinance? You need a second.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Those in favor,
Do we have a discussion? Just
Sure.
35 years, or should any of that be listed on the motion? The length of the term?
Sean,
Sure. The ordinance itself contains as exhibits the form of the guarantee agreement, which is being approved, as well as a maximum payment schedule. So I think, Mr. Sabavic, your question regarding the maximum payment or the term is covered by the first exhibit, which does define the maximum payment schedule for the bonds, which does state that the final maturity is March 1, 2035.
What page was that?
Confusion. This is the maximum schedule.
Mr. Chairman, would you like to add?
no, this text isn't the ordinance. The ordinance is this
The document
right here.
itself.
The document itself, it's in the way to put it. This is just generally describing it, so you're voting on ordinance number 2-2016.
So, well,
It's already made, it's the only second ordinance we've actually adopted this year. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any other questions, comments? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.